Hey Adam, it's Mark coming at you. Hope you're just having a great day. Hey, I just wanted to touch base with you because your dad reached out to the fire team and asked us if he can make a video to kind of give you some, I guess you would say, points that can make an impact over the next 5 years or so. Because I mean, now you're at this age, a teenager. So these next 13 to 18 years is very vital. But there's a lot of changing going on as well. So I actually wrote a couple notes. So I wanted to share this with you. And I kind of an honored actually just to be here, just to kind of share this with you. So I wish my father would have shared this with me, or somebody would have shared some information like this with me. But here we are today. So a couple things. One is that there's a difference between friends and acquaintances. Acquaintances is someone that you can hang out with, have a good time with, and just kind of come and go in your life. But a friend is someone that's actually going to sit there and always to encourage you and to continue to push you to be the true man that you desire to be. One thing I like about a friend is that you can actually have true conversation and they don't take offense. Yeah, they may get upset at themselves, but they don't take offense to you because they know that your heart is for them and not against them. So just remember that. So when you start to engage with other individuals and you start building relationships, just recognize, hey, is this an acquaintance right now or is this actually a true friend? Secondly, prepare mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let's start with the easiest one. Physically. At this point in time, it's starting out, you start to take care of your body. This is your temple. You're here to represent God in that temple. And so if you want to be here 120 years, then you're going to have to take care of it. And that means you're going to have to sit there and look at the quality of food you're eating, how much food you're eating, and then what type of exercise you're actually doing that's going to make you stronger. Secondly, mentally, read books. Spend time on good quality information. One thing, Adam, is that this world is drowning in information but starving for truth. And the only truth you can really find is in the Word of God. So don't forget that. That's your base upon everything. Emotionally, it's always good to understand your emotions, but you got to be able to control those emotions as well. There's going to be people that's going to come across in your life, and you may have already experienced it. They may really just kind of tick you off kind of thing, and you just want to like, man, you suck kind of thing. But, just settle down for a second because those emotions can come and go in a matter of seconds. But just remember, it's always good just once you control that and really think about what you're going to say or what you're going to do, because you really don't want to respond in an emotional response. You want to respond with confidence and at peace with it. So, and don't feel, embarrassed or whatever. If all of a sudden, man, you start crying or whatever. Because I grew up we never shared emotion with my dad. My dad's hugged me twice in my whole life. So don't be hesitant to hug somebody. Don't be hesitant to, if you feel like you're going to cry and if you're worshiping God, go ahead and do it. Because anyone that makes fun of that or laughs at that is not confident with themselves. End of story. And the beauty of it is that they admire you even though they don't tell you that. So it's always good to be confident in who you are. That way you're always doing and being the true Adam that you were created to be. Communication. People are not going to always talk like you do. So just really listen to how people communicate and just learn. There's different styles of communication, different styles of body language, all that stuff. So you just start to learn how people communicate, start to pay attention. And one thing too is that people love to talk about themselves. So it's so easy to start communication when you just start asking people to tell you information about them. Hey, what's your favorite kind of car? Hey, what's your favorite show? Hey, do you like this? Do you like that? It's real easy. Even if you don't even know them, it's real easy to sit there and do that. I enjoy doing it. Half the time I talk to people, I don't even really want to know the information. It's just a simple fact that getting them to talk, to open up, because they may not have anyone to talk to, and you could be the only person. And that's exactly what God wants you to do. He wants you to be a voice that welcomes people in and also builds people up. So never forget that. Love yourself. When you're going from, your teenage years, it's awkward, things are a little different, things are kind of changing, just remember, hey, especially like we'll use it from an exercise perspective. Say that if you want to get stronger with your chest, for example, then you work on your bench. If you want to get stronger on your legs, then you work on your legs. It's the same thing with yourself. If there's certain things that, hey, you know what, I want to improve that, then just set out a plan and improve it. That's it. There's no reason to kind of get upset about it, no emotions. Just like, you know what, I'm going to do this. and just be committed to doing that. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't follow through with their commitments. So remember that when you say something, you do it. End of story. I don't care if whatever it is, if you said it, you do it. So then that way you become the man going, well, if Adam said it, he does it. And you don't want people to question it. That's exactly how I feel with your dad. If your dad tells me something, I don't question it. And even if your dad makes a mistake, he owns up to it, and then it doesn't affect our relationship because I know his heart. And people want to know your heart. So don't forget that for the next, of these next years, actually for your whole life. Make people feel like they belong. That goes back to the conversation I was telling you, just asking people questions. You just want to, you just want people to feel important, because a lot of people don't feel important. And if they follow what the world says, then they're never going to feel important, because they always feel like they never measure up. And God does not want you to feel like you never measure up, because you always measure up. You know why you measure up? Because you're here. He believes in you enough to bring you here, to bring to pass what he created for you to bring to pass in this world. So you definitely measure up. What else did I have in here? I said, honestly, this too, is that there's going to be certain things that you like that maybe not other people like. But that's okay. You want to stay true to yourself. If you like, crocheting, for example, then crochet. Even though that might not be common for guys to do. You do what you feel led to do, because God's always going to lead you on that path. So you always want to sit back and just be true to yourself. What happens a lot of times is that people don't really know who they are or what they should be doing. So what they do is that they follow other people. See, Adam, you were created an original. Since you're created an original, do not, and I repeat, do not die a copy of somebody else. And most of the world does that. I mean, you see it all the time, Adam, that you can actually see if a trend comes out for clothes and all of a sudden people jump on that trend. See how quick and easily that if there's a song out that's popular in the world, then everybody's playing that song. Or if there's a certain dance that comes out and it's worldwide, then everyone's jumping on the dance. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's fun to pick up those things. I learned the hokey pokey as a kid. I still can do the hokey pokey. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just one of those things. But it doesn't make my identity, or shouldn't make your identity. You should be true to who you are. If you like to sit back and worship God every morning, then that's what you do. If you want to sit back and create things out of wood or just engineer items or whatever, then you do that, because God's here to encourage you. And what's nice of it is that you have the mind of Christ that's going to continue to lead you, to take you to next level, to the next level, to the next level. So whenever you get into a situation where you don't know the answer, then you can always call on the wisdom of God, because he's there to assist you through your walk. He finds your walk and his walk so valuable that he wants you to communicate with him all the time. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're talking about socks that you're putting on and you're like, man, Lord, I don't know if these socks are really the best socks. Or what about this shirt? Or hey, should I use this type of pencil? Whatever it is, just start to learn to get his input on things. Because as you get older and say the situations are getting bigger, then it's not changing for you, because you already know how to communicate with the Father. That is key thing. Also, too, you want to continue to understand faith. You understand that he works for you. He's here to bring things to pass that's written in the Word in your life. But you want to learn how to communicate, direct, and release him, and then expect it to return all the time. So when every situation you're going through, you are operating just like Jesus would operate. That's why we call him Lord. When you make him your Lord, Adam, then you are thinking, acting, and presenting just like he would if he was there. That's the beauty of being a Christian. Most Christians don't act that way. Most Christians don't talk that way. Most Christians, honestly, I don't even know where most Christians are, to be honest with you. So, but for you, and then you have the support staff of this whole fire team, your parents, we're here to encourage you and help you can just move right along in your walk with Christ. But you need, Adam, to make a commitment to Christ to be that man. because not only that, but your future self is depending on it. And that's why these videos that the other team members are making or whatever, and what your father and mother are teaching you through this time is vital. It's vital. You can trust your parents. You can trust us because we're here to encourage you. We don't gain anything from this except watching you fulfill your purpose. And that brings joy to us. And that's what we're looking forward to. So do not hesitate to reach out to our family or any families in the fire team, because we're here to encourage. So if you have questions for any of us, do not hesitate to ask, because we want to make sure that you're gathering true information, because we want you to not get stuck on questions, and then that slows down your growth. So we believe in you. Continue walking in love. And like I said, thank you for this opportunity.